As the speaker for this morning, for this keynote session, I'd like to welcome Frédéric Lippi on stage here with me. Please give him a warm welcome. So, as I mentioned earlier, this year, a lot of conferences always put a lot of emphasis on the new leading keynotes and so on. So we have very nice keynotes here, which are talking about the vision of tomorrow. But what for us was important this year, also to have some C-suite managers who talk about their story. And that's what we call at this conference this time the digital leaders. And that's why I invited Frédéric Lippi. He was mentioned in a French publication as one of the French digital leaders together with his brother, because they transformed the company of their parents from the traditional way of working to a new way of working with the help of digital tools and enablement. And I'm very glad to have him with us, and it's your stage.
Thank you. This morning, when I opened the door of my home to jump into the Uber, I felt a cool breeze in my head and in my neck. And I said to myself, well, it is really winter today. It's a cold day today and it is winter. And I said to myself, I was quite inspired to wear a tie this morning, so that I don't feel too much the cold in my neck. And more seriously, I was wondering what comes just after winter? What is the season coming just after winter? And I'm asking you, what's the season just after winter? Many of you may think it's spring, and you're right, but what spring? Which one? And you notice that coming from one state to another takes time and takes several episodes. And from the beginning of winter, we then have the small snows, and as of today, in some part of France, it's big snows, and so we are in big snows. Then we will have the winter solstice, the cold, big colds, and so on. And the very first lesson we learned about our digital transformation, and it takes time. We are always in a hurry, but changing people takes time. And I won't talk that much about technology this morning, but much more about a journey that we began a few years ago with a company that, as you said, is a family company. So our company is a 50-year-old company that is born industrial, and that we try to transform to a service company for fence maker, to a service company that can handle a comprehensive planning of spacing. Well, you can read it yourself. Huh? Able to comprehensively handle the public and private space planning. This is what we want to do. And we think that we reinvent areas of freedom, and we make fences. So the first thing is we think differently. What is special to us is that we tried in 2008 to leverage internet to accelerate this change. So remember, we will need three ingredients to transform our company. We needed time. And time to do what? First, to strengthen culture and knowledge. And going back to the very first decision that we made to change the company is we want to go lean. In 2004, we led a lean transformation and we made our first mistake. We thought lean transformation was technical skills. We were dealing about skills. And in fact, we were dealing about culture. Lean transformation is about questioning ourselves, and you get the skills to question, not to change the company. Then, to strengthen the knowledge and the culture of the company, in 2008, we trained everybody in the company, or we opened everyone in the company to use internet for its own use, not for the company use, because we noticed that for the very first time, digital was coming into the enterprise via the society, whereas before, the digital thing came to the society via the enterprise. So what we thought, if we give people the ability to know what internet is and use the services of internet, they will transform themselves the company. Then we pushed to the knowledge and culture to the second thing is build a shared vision. When you have people who have large span of skills and are connected to other sources of information, we can build a shared vision. And the only way to build a shared vision is to talk. I mean, the company will organize spaces where people can talk and percolate a vision of the why. Why are we here today? Why are we spending so much time in the company, much more time in the company than in their family? And when you get these stars, when you choose your stars, you stick to it to change the company. What we wanted to do in our company, we wanted to work together and to be happy working together. And then we thought that we could reinvent our company, and then we thought that we could reinvent our market, and then we thought that we would need to reinvent our business model. And that percolated from the people in the company, not from my head. Then, when you have the skills and culture, and you have a vision of where you want and where you are going, then you will learn how to collaborate. It's not a decision here as well. It's a long process, and people need to know how to collaborate. And for us, collaborating is not a decision, it's a process. It's tools, but not naturally digital tools. For us, we use very simple tools, like boards, screen, cards, that we push on walls. Everything has to be visual and understood by everybody. Then, when you have the tools and the culture, and you have a vision, and you have people wanting to collaborate, and it's not obvious that people want to collaborate, when they have the tools to collaborate, then we can all change our minds, and we can say, yes, we are all entrepreneurs. So what entrepreneur means? entrepreneur is in Latin is interprender. Prendre, take, between. Take between is making a decision. And we all make decisions in our own lives. I mean, maybe you have kids, or you have a car, or you have a house, or you change job, or whatever. But we all make decisions in our own lives, and it's not apocalyptic for everybody. It's for good for most of us. So, I ask the question, why are we entrepreneurs in our own lives? We couldn't be entrepreneurs in the company? We couldn't make decisions? No, I'm not sure. My profound thinking is everybody is an entrepreneur in his life and he should be an entrepreneur in the company. So the four steps, and these 4 steps are the first ingredient of a recipe. Whereas I don't give you recipes, I just give you testimonial. So first will be culture and skills. Second, the vision. Third, the will of collaborate. And fourth, everybody is an entrepreneur. Everybody can make decisions. And then you will need as well to have trust. And trust is something that comes from top. I mean, and when I'm going to internet, I very oftenly see that trust is the core value of that company or that company or that company. And I just wonder myself, what's the compensation plan for salespeople, for instance? I mean, if you trust people, you think that they do their best. So if they do their best, why would you compensate their salary? Why will you use characteristic to give to have the better of people? No. My thinking is when you trust people, you trust that they do their best. And if they don't do their best, it's the organization is questionable. It's not the people, it's the organization. And if they don't do their best, it's whether they do not understand the vision or they don't have the skills. And if they don't have the skills, they have to obtain it. And it's not a question of training, it's a question of training and the ability to do something. Maybe many of you, or some of you, have young kids. I have little girls. One is 4, the other is 6, and the other is 11. All girls. I'm very surprised of the pace at which they learn how to play games on the iPad. And I question myself, what's the difference between my kids on the iPad and people in the company? My kids, they just play the game they want to play, so they give love. The second, when they enter a new game, they begin with the first plate. It's fine, the first. And the first is easy. And they have 3 lives before being game over. And I say, can I organize the company the same way? I mean, who wants to do that job which is not in his mission? I want it. So you say you want, you say you would like, you say you love. Okay. Then we prepare a mission that is easy. And we give the right to make mistakes. Not 1,000 mistakes, but 2, 3, 4 mistakes. And then, when you succeed, we build a new mission, which is slightly more difficult. And it has nothing to do with hierarchy. It's just a mission. and people make improvement like this, just like kids on the iPad. But my personal feeling is everybody can learn a lot. It's a question of methodology to learn. But it's not obvious in everybody's mind. Then, I think it's already said, but we have to think the company as a system, and not only processes. What we did is we changed behavior, tools, and structure all at the same time. And I will take an example. If people want to collaborate, which is a behavior, you will have to, and we had to change the structure, so to have less hierarchy in the company. Then, quite at the same time, we changed the tools that they use, which is not reporting, but a collaborative tool. And we put the digital on that. But if you want to put the digital collaboration tools first, and you don't change the hierarchy, or you don't change the behavior, well, you just burn money. It's no use. And this is what we learned, because we thought that in 2008, when we opened the social networks in the company, where we pushed people to collaborate via internet, that people didn't. They were not used to collaborate. And our structure had big problems, is that managers didn't want people to collaborate. So we had to change everything at the same time, but after a failure. And eventually, when you have all this, when we have all this, we are beginning to change our business model. The biggest challenge for our company is we don't have any market anymore. The market is shrinking like never, and we have to reinvent all the company, all the processes, all the business model, all new customers, new services, new business flows. My personal feeling is we're fortunate to have done this from 2004 and 2008 and 2010. Because if we had to do all this stuff right now and have a new business model next year, it would be really tough. And the faster would be to scratch the company and to start over. But we don't want to do this because it's a family company. It's 50 years old. We wanted to be here within 50 years of today. We want to transmit it as well. So we won't scratch. So my testimonial is please make sure that you have time in front of you and that you are not too in a hurry or too impatient. Provide trust. And providing trust means seeing people like they can be and not like they were. And then seeing the system. And as you said, you have to do it all at the same time. Otherwise, it doesn't work. And what I could say, and I just say this, because I'm always asked, what would be the first step if I had to do this in my company? Or, well, in my company, it's quite different. We are not in the fencing business. We are in the software business. So it's difficult. No, I said just start. You step in, and then, as you're brilliant, you will find a solution and to transform step by step the company. Thank you.
Thank you, Frédéric. Are there any questions? No. I suspected that there are plenty of questions now, but I will ask them one question, Frédéric. So, is it a question of generation that you start this change because you and your brother, you overtook the company and you realized we have to do something different, and that's why you moved forward and found a new system?
I'm not sure it's a question of generation. Because as we said, we matched the digital transformation with another way of organizing people. And this way of organizing people, seems to be very new as of today, but you have companies in France, which is Fabi, which is organized like this for 50 years or 30 years. And you have Go, WL Go, with Go-Tex, which is organized like this for 50 years, more than 50 years. And you have Harley Davidson, and you have other. And it's not a question of generation, it's a question of what do you think of people? Do you think they can do their best, or do you think they're just here to wait to be replaced by robots?
Any questions? Thank you, Frédéric Lippi again.